Hi everybody, I'm Marlene and have got the great honor of interviewing Tandy Coleman, CEO of Polyflor today on SpecExpo. We all know the name Polyflor and Tandy's here to talk us a little bit through their products, sustainability, etc., where you use it, all of that. Vinyl has become very, very popular and especially in healthcare environments. What could be more topical than talking about healthcare flooring at this point in time? Welcome, Tandy. Great to have you on the show.
Hi, Marlene. Thank you for having me.
So
Always a pleasure.
Thank you. So let's talk a little bit vinyl. Talk to me about the product. Talk to me a little bit about the uses, etc., applications, and so forth.
Well, I guess forefront of all of our minds now really is the use in healthcare, because vinyl is the product of choice for probably 90% of hospital areas because of its ability to be welded into imperviously smooth sheets, and then that of course prevents joins and areas where bacteria can get in or underneath. So they've been using vinyl in hospitals for an extensive amount of years. So right now, as healthcare are trying to gear up for this terrible virus and a large number of very ill people, obviously vinyl is an absolute requirement in any clinical areas. So, and Polyflor has been involved, in healthcare vinyl since inception. So
you've done numerous hospitals and healthcare facilities, if I remember correctly.
We have, yes. No, we have. We've done a lot, both private and government hospitals around South Africa. I mean, we've been going 30 years now, or almost 30 years, not quite. And then, in that time, we've done extensive healthcare work, and we work with carte blanche on all the pediatric units, and we work with various other people, also in helping out wherever we can in getting units done in hospitals, and trying to just give back a little bit where we can.
And quality product.
And that's how we are. Yeah, definitely. So, and I mean, that's quite a tough thing in our South African market, because it's a very price conscious market, and having a premium quality product, requires people to understand what comes with that, and to understand the philosophy behind Polyflor and how we like to work with people. We form relationships. We don't just sell products, whether it's the relationship with the architect or the flooring contractor or the end client. It's all part and parcel of what's really important to us, is those relationships and making sure that those people have the outcome that they're desiring at the end of the project, not just a product on the floor. We want them to be happy, and we try and make sure that we walk that whole journey with them.
I think what I really enjoy about these SpecExpo interviews and talking to clients like this is telling the stories of the brands that are available to them. I mean, if you look at the story, who doesn't want to support these people? Who doesn't want to support these companies that are supporting their staff and supporting the locals? And I think you're talking about price, but I think if we look at where we're at right now in terms of this pandemic, there is no price to healthcare. I think that quality healthcare and your health and being alive and all of that, I think that people are becoming, I understand it's a very price conscious market, of course, but I think that our eyes have been opened a little bit to what is really important and what we're prepared to pay a price for.
And I think even within your business, you're evaluating what do we need and what don't we need, and how do we adjust around that to make it, because the people are what's important, so it's about trying to keep all the people employed and pay all the salaries and make sure they're all okay and they're all safe, and still on some level run our business and keep going. So, that's been a lot of what we've spent some time on in the last few weeks.
Let's talk a little bit import versus local.
Always a tricky one. I think that plant and equipment has changed significantly over the years, and it's become very expensive, and it's become, you know, really quick and what's the word I'm looking for? In order to warrant the amount of expenditure on the capital equipment, you have to produce vast volumes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there just is no ways that Polyflor could operate and produce in South Africa unless they were shipping from here around the world. You know, they produced
To make
in
up that
one
capital
plant
investment.
in Manchester in England, and they ship that all around the world, you know. So it's just not feasible.
Yes.
It's really just not feasible. So, you know, none of the big international suppliers, they all have one or two plants around the world that produce for everything. So it's not really viable to set up manufacture here.
Yeah.
But I think we must never forget that we're a South African company. We're not owned by Polyflor UK, and we're not, so everything, you know, the people we employ 40 people in South Africa or more, and
Yes.
we, you know, contribute to the South African economy, and our charities are all South African and all of those sort of things. So I think that, you know, there has to be some acknowledgement for being South African, a South African distributor of an international product.
Yeah, we're still keeping the money in. It's local. It's not all
Correct.
going directly overseas. Yeah.
No. And we're paying our taxes,
Yeah.
which is always a good thing. So, and also, you know, like I say, it just isn't feasible. And also the quality of the product that's coming, you know, out of the UK is just outstanding. And the quality control and the products they use, you know, are all controlled and specific and environmentally sound, very high standard, and their environmental credentials are incredibly high. I mean, the factories run, it's a very green plant. They actually manufacture in a residential area in the UK. Wow. So I mean, it's the most surprising thing when you go and visit there. You drive down in the little car or bus or whatever's taking you to the plant, down this lovely little lane, and the next thing you turn into a factory, and all around are houses. So, yes, you know, they've had to be environmentally conscious from day one, because they wouldn't still be there if they weren't. You know,
so let's talk a little bit about, because I know your products have, well, apart from how many colors does it come in? I mean, well, you have a vast array.
3,000 colors, I think, altogether.
So for your next healthcare project, there's a color out there for you. But apart from all the massive colorways, I know that's something that Polyflor is very, very big on, and you just started the conversation on that now, is its sustainability credentials. So I know we're running an article now in Floors on the 6-step life cycle assessment that you do. But I mean, this is a lot of sustainability clout that you're bringing to a product in a very, very competitive market.
So vinyl had this terrible rap about having all these terrible things in it. But over the years, they've really worked hard to clean up vinyl. And I mean, the European Vinyl Association have done an extreme amount of it. Oops. So hello.
Oh, hello, cutie.
This is my baby.
Oh, that's so
what
cute.
What happens when your children grow up? Have a baby cat who weighs 6 kilos. So, you know, I think that cleaning up of vinyl and being very aware of what we can use and what we can't use, producing responsibly, producing in an environmentally friendly way. I mean, vinyl in terms of our product is made from ethylene, and which is a byproduct which makes the chlorine, which is obviously the chloride part of PVC. And then as a filler, they use chalk, basically, calcium carbonate. I'm trying to remember my science lessons.
Well done.
Which is freely available in the crust of the earth. So, you know, we use very responsible products, but we source our products responsibly, and our manufacturing is all mercury free, and our colors are all cadmium free. And so, I mean, Polyflor's been doing that for many years. And you know, I think it does. It adds to the cost. And, you know, it's just, but it's the right thing to do. You know, it's the right thing to do. And we make a really great range of products, you know, right through the range from your traditional vinyl sheeting, your non-directional sheeting. We've got safety floors, we've got ESD or electrostatic dissipator for areas where static can interfere with equipment. We've got a range of LVTs, which are also, so LVTs are another big one because most of them come out of China. And, you know, whether or not they're responsibly produced, nobody really knows. You know, now Polyflor manufacture theirs also in China, but under the strict supervision of Polyflor staff. So they know exactly what goes into them.
So they have very strict control on the manufacture, the way it's manufactured, the end
product.
product.
Yes, and what's allowed to go in and how it's done and all of that. It's just about being responsible. It's about knowing what you're doing and making sure that what you're giving your client is a good, solid, environmentally stable product without any things that shouldn't be in it.
It's a safe product, reliable, high quality, durable, all of that. Everything, they know what comes with the name. So it's all of that, and that's what you pay the price for. It's a Bentley.
Indeed. Yeah, it is a little bit. but much more useful in healthcare than a Bentley.
Yeah, much more useful, much more useful. In terms of services offered then, you offer everything from design service, specification, right through to the end to installation, not the actual installation, but obviously expertise on the installation.
Correct. And I mean, we do a lot of training with the flooring installers, and we like, especially on a big project, to have one of our technical guys on site for the first day or two, just to make sure the guys have got it under control, just to check what's happening, to run through the corners, you know, the tricky bits, just to try and get them to make them feel comfortable, to ensure the tooling is all correct, and, you know, offer a little bit of on-site training when they start off, because, you know, you never quite know. I mean, site conditions can be horrific.
True.
And sometimes it really just helps to have us there, that we can liaise with the builder about better lighting or whatever it is.
Tandy, thank you very much. For all of you watching, we are going to have the contact details up in the next slide, and it'll be very, very easy for you to get in contact with them, get in touch with them, phone them now. Now is the ideal time. Get to know more about these products, get to know more about where you can use them, the colorways, the different types of vinyl that they have available, the different types of flooring that they have available, as Tandy mentioned. Tandy, thank you very much for your time. Any closing comments from your side?
I think just to all the people in the flooring industry out there, hang in there, guys. We will get through this. This too shall pass. I know in some cases it's extremely tough, but, you know, we'll work together as an industry to rebuild when we get out of this, and just be safe. Be safe.
Thank you for your support to the whole industry. I think everybody appreciates it so much. Thanks, everybody. Stay safe.
Thanks, Marlene.
Keep well. Bye.
Bye.